It's been good. George and I get along great, and working with him has been, it's been fun and interesting. We got a lot of challenges and a lot of work to do, but it's been good.
Have you, by any chance, talked to any other football coaches who've been in a co-coordinator situation before?
No, I think George and I spent a lot of time talking about it, and we've worked with each other the last couple of years, and we didn't. We said we're going to figure it out what works best for us. Not how somebody else does it, but just communicating with each other is how we're going to do it.
So, burning question, whose voice is Tua going to hear on the headset?
I'm not sure about that one yet. We're still working on that.
Okay.
We've got a plan for it. We got a plan for it. We just don't want to talk about it yet.
Is there a competitive advantage to never doing it, I wonder?
There's a competitive advantage if you know any information, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Earlier this spring, Miles was talking about the playbook, and he talked about how many changes were made in generalities. He described it as a very different kind of playbook. When you and George sat down to put together a playbook, what was your main objective other than the obvious of scoring points? What were some of the things that you really emphasized that you wanted to do?
Well, I think you want to have enough flexibility and diversity that you can utilize different things for different skill sets in your players. Our first thought when we're game planning is how can we put our best players in a position to make plays? And so you have to have a variety of plays, of schemes in the run game, of blocking schemes in the offensive line, protection schemes to do things, different things to protect the quarterback. So you have to have, a diverse set of activities all grouped together. And then from there, once you start getting your players in and you figure out who does what well and what do we like and what are we comfortable with, what fits into what we want to do our scheme, then you start drawing from those things. But you have to have a big encyclopedia, if you will, at the beginning of it.
And how much thought was given toward opening up the offense and stretching the field and all of that?
Well, a lot of it, because that's you score points and we want to have explosive plays. We want to create explosive plays. But it's at the end of the day, too, we're thinking about running the ball in effective times when we have to do that. We're thinking about throwing the ball, effective times when we have to do that. So explosiveness, that's all part of the equation.
Coach, I've got just one question for you. Seeing kind of Miles and Savannah and Backs put out the passing game, and the other day Coach had mentioned, you guys will also kind of jump from room to room. It's more of a collaborative process. I'm wondering, with the players, receivers, tight ends, backs, how much do they spend kind of learning, I guess, the entire grasp of the offense in the sense where, like, your running backs, are they spending time with the receivers and learning that aspect of the game? Does that translate over?
Yeah, so more so probably with the running backs with the offensive line. Like, we watch different periods of practice where we go in with the offensive line and watch them. We'll have periods of practice that we watch with the quarterback, the tight ends, the offensive line, and the running backs all grouped together. So we call them pods, if you will, different things that we get together and we'll watch and then we'll split up. So we don't watch the whole practice like that, but we watch segments that relate to a given topic that group is interested or not interested in but involved in.
Do you find that kind of encourages more communication between a guy like the running backs and an offensive line? How do they kind of interact?
I think it does increase the communication. I also think it increases the knowledge of what we're trying to get out of a particular run, protection, whatever, because not only are the players talking to each other, but they're hearing the coaches the offensive line is hearing what I'm telling the running backs. Hey, this is why you have to do that. This is why we want you to do that. So I think it's beneficial for everybody.
Do you think that's unique to this coaching staff?
No, we've done that. I've done that in the past other places I've been. Yeah, and when you can do it, it is beneficial.
Biggest area of improvement in the offense you've seen through the first whatever days of training camp, where would that be?
Well, I don't know if there's one area. I mean, I think the offensive line is doing a great job. We've had some really good days where we've run the ball effectively. Defense has gotten after us a couple days too, and I think my group, the running backs, I think those guys have come out and they work hard. They've done a lot of good things. I thought they've run the ball hard. I thought they protected well so far in camp, caught the ball well, running routes. I think our wideouts are explosive, and I don't know that there's one area. Our tight ends, I like our tight end group and what we're doing there. I think we have blockers in there. We have receivers in there. I just like where we're going. I don't know that I'm not far enough along in this to say that this group has made the biggest improvement. I think everyone out here is trying to keep moving forward and improve.
Speaking of the tight end group, I got to ask you about Hunter Long. What can you tell me about him?
I think Hunter's coming out and he's worked hard. He's getting better every day, and I think he's going to be the sky's the limit for him. But he gets better every day, and he's finding out what the NFL is all about, and he's going to fit right in time.
Is he going to be able to work this week in Chicago?
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that yet. I don't think we've determined that yet.
Okay, because his own dad
Yeah. Yeah.
seemed like a guy with a lot of promise, though.
He's a great young man, and he's passionate about it. He's tough, and he's trying to be physical, and I think it's going to work out fine if he keeps just working.
How's Liam coming along?
Liam's doing a nice job inside. Yeah, we're excited about him and what he's brought. Again, another young guy that works hard, that's passionate about it, that's competitive, and wants to be good and doing whatever he can.
Fuller is a guy who has not been able to work as much as maybe the other guys, put it that way. How far behind is he, and when might we see him working?
Yeah, I don't know when we'll see him. We'll see him when he's healthy. I mean, that's when he's healthy enough to be back out there. We kind of just keep moving, and we get him back when we get him back. And I know Will's doing everything he can to get back on the field. But as far as being behind, he's in meetings, he's getting all the things, the information. Yeah, there'll probably be, but he's a veteran player. So he's done a lot of these things. It's not so matter what it is, it's what we call it, and he'll pick it up just fine.
Is it more pressing with a guy like Preston, for example, who's not as seasoned as Will is?
Well, it's pressing for all of them because there's urgency in what we do. But we'll get them when we get them, and they'll get it, at the pace that they get it and demonstrate what they can do. And that's what we'll use. Whatever they can do well, that's what we'll do with them.
So I guess for you, 2 weeks out there, what stands out to you most about
Well, I think how hard they work. This group they came back in good shape. And they came to work, and it's competitive out here every day. They fly around, they get after each other, and once we got the pads on, that continued. So it's good to see those first 4 days of pads, and looking forward to continue as we go next week into Chicago.
where are you guys, I guess, the install? You all think y'all did some probably in OTAs, camp, pads, feel comfortable where?
Yeah, we've got most everything in. There's a couple, still some outlier things kind of hanging out there, but we'll get those in. But the core of what we want to do and what we have the ability to be flexible with is already in. So we're just going to keep tweaking that, trying to find out what our guys do best with what kinds of plays, what kinds of routes, what kinds of protections, and then do those things.
Where are you, I guess, enjoyed with your experience? This is a new experience. How
Yeah.
y'all learn each other this role?
Well, I think it's been good. We have a lot of open communication. We talk, first thing every morning and multiple times throughout the day. And then, one of the last conversations I have at night is seeing him before we leave. So we're always talking about things. We're sharing things about what we see, what we think about things. But it's not just me and George. It's a collaborative effort with the whole staff. I mean, we need everybody on the staff. Lem's involved in that. Charlie's involved in that. Grizz is involved in that. So we've got it's truly a group effort, a cooperative effort for one goal.
I feel like, I guess, obviously collaboration is important, but at some point, you got to know, hey, where my focus is, where his focus is. You got to feel like you guys have an understanding of that, going to a game week or going to a practice now.
Yeah, because I think the communication's there. Yeah. Number one thing I'm looking for is competitiveness, effort, and then trying to do the things that we're teaching. That's the main thing we want to come out of this game with. It's a first time in pads. It's going to be against somebody else. Now we'll get a little bit of a prelim because we're practicing against them, but we want to see their competitive nature. We want to see them try to execute the things that we want done, the techniques, game speed, game spots, all those things.
We're talking about your relationship with you and George working together on Thursdays. You said a week ago you were at the one OC. What was that like? What did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, well, I mean, everything's a new learning experience. So there's a lot of things going on during that week, but again, it's a collaborative effort with the whole staff. The staff picked up, and we all did things, and together, and everybody picked up a little bit more. And then when George came back, we just we picked up right where we left off and slid in seamlessly, and That's what this is. It's a group effort. Everything that we do is a group effort. It's not just on one person.
Eric, will not divulging what was said in this game, I was curious about this. Did just you, George, and Joel have a meeting at any point over the last 3 months, just the three of you, where you discussed how this is going to work with the offensive coordinators and sort that out?
We've had lots of meetings. I mean, we talk all the time about things. So the three of us are in meetings. Yeah, I mean, we talk about lots of different things, but not necessarily specifically about the games yet and how we want to do this. We've got so much other work to do right now. We got to get this team ready and get the playbook in and get techniques and fundamentals done and all those things that we're working on out here first. We'll get to the rest of it in time. Yeah, Miles, I think Miles is awesome. I do. I think he's awesome. Well, I appreciate him saying that. Because I love who he is and how he comes to work and do everything. And he's so passionate about this. And I hated him getting hurt last year. And it was such a freak deal. Last play of the game, he gets hit on the side of the knee. And, who knows what happens if that doesn't happen. But it did. And what I think Miles learned from that is not to take anything for granted. That every day is precious. And you only get that one opportunity of that day and make the most of it. And I think that's what he does every day. He walks in this building, he gives you everything he has the entire day. And that's what's fun to coach a guy like that, because you know he's not holding anything back, and he just wants to do great. Yeah, Malcolm's been great. Malcolm's been great in the room. A little bit older guy because it's relatively a young room, bringing leadership. I like who he is physically that I've seen so far and what we're doing in the run game and pass protection. I think he's a great addition to what we're trying to do.
Since you're working more closely with Tua now, I want to ask you what strides you see he's made in the aspects of it.
I think he just continues to improve in every area. Like, hopefully all the players are doing. That's what we want them all to continue to improve, not to be the same version they were last year. And I think he's put in work, not only physically but in the mental side of the game too, learning more and doing more, seeing more on the field. And I think he continues to improve, and he will improve even more.